So just like every year, as the off season trudges onward during the summer, the news just gets less and less frequent. But in the last 24 hours, we've gotten some juicy news to go over. We're going to talk about the Suns schedule that was released and the Suns' chances to win the in-season tournament. But first, hit the like button for us and tell us in the comments, do you think Bradley Beal or Kevin Durant will receive noticeable boos from the Phoenix crowd in their first games back in the Valley? And Sundo, as always, we're grateful for FanDuel for sponsoring this video. Now, you found a pretty interesting way that people can make some money off of the Suns this season. What was that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Gabe. As you mentioned, the NBA schedule has just released. That means we have betting odds on games won by your Suns and also the chances to make the playoffs. I'm looking at the Suns' chances to make the playoffs with a plus 630 for yes, minus 1400 for no. I'm going to go ahead and put yes on that one with a 100 spot. What do you got to lose? I feel like that's probably the most comfortable bet I'm willing to make. There's also a few on here for games won at 31.5 if you want to take that bet, or another one for more than 30 wins if you want to take that one as well. I don't think I'll touch it, but I'm definitely going to go ahead and make this bet on their chances to make the playoffs. So go ahead, get on FanDuel Sportsbook, look it up. We appreciate you.
You were saying you felt like that was kind of disrespectful to say that the Suns are only going to win 31 games. I kind of agree, but I don't know if it's disrespect or just a misunderstanding that last season was an abomination from hell and that there's no reason that this season has to be that bad. I don't think we lost so many games or won so few because that's just who we are now. That's just who we were last season.
Yeah, I think the word I'm looking for is uncertainty. I think that's what we mean to say. There's a lot of uncertainty with this Phoenix Suns team with the KD trade and a bunch of new players on this roster. Just really no one knows. We brag about how they instantly got younger, and I think that has a lot to do with the 31.5 games, but we still have Devin Booker, who I still believe is going to be a 25 plus a game scorer. And I think that Jalen Green's going to also be up there as well. So I think 31.5 is a tad bit disrespectful, but as I mentioned, a lot of unknowns for this team. But yeah, bro, 31.5, I definitely think we can do more than that. Now, making the playoffs, maybe we get into a play-in situation, maybe, but definitely more than 31.5, dude.
Well, and now we know what the schedule looks like, whether it's going to be conducive to a high winning season, and for us, high would be 40. Okay, let's be completely honest.
For real.
But let's get into the schedule. Now, it seems like you are not happy with the beginning of the schedule. Is that right?
Yeah, we start off with a good old home game against the Kings, but then they give you an immediate 3-game road trip with a back-to-back, and then you end it in Utah. Yeah, it's not a whole lot of travel. I mean, LA, Denver, Utah, so it's not like we're going from West Coast to East Coast, but still a 3-game road trip. It's very similar to last year. Remember, they gave us the Mavs, and then we had an immediate back-to-back to start off the season, and we were just like, oh my goodness. I kind of feel that way, where it's just like, they don't really care much about the Suns, what they got to do. Here's your home game to start off the season, but then, hey, you're going on the road immediately, 3 games straight. But then, of course, they follow with a good, comfortable 3-game home stay, so you can't complain about that. And we can start with the Halloween game against Utah for our first cup game. That's always nice. And so they did give us that bounce back for that one. So I can't be too angry, but yeah, the start's a little disappointing.
Yeah, when I look at who it is for the first 4 games, even really like first 8 games, that doesn't upset me or scare me too much as far as like, oh, we're not going to be able to beat these teams. But when you consider a lot of them are home games, it's like, okay, that does throw a wrench into things, especially with a young team, new players and pieces and a whole new offense, a whole new defense. What's one more obstacle, I guess, just being on the road for those games. Hopefully the road brings the team together sooner, and being out there together, they're forced to spend more time together, and I don't know. Sounds like cope.
Sure. I tell you what, in the first, 10, 12 games here, they're giving us a lot of the Clippers. We're going to see a lot of Bradley Beal and Kawhi, man. I mean, The 24th, we have LA second game, but then you jump to November the 6th, LA at home. Bradley Beal is going to be coming back to Phoenix. That'll be a lot of fun. But then you go back to LA to play them again at their place. So you get LA 3 times in your first 10 to 12 games. It's pretty nuts. And you won't see them again until the first week of February. I thought that was interesting. They're just going to go ahead and get those games out of the way real quick. Another notable game, November 24th, Kevin Durant coming back to Phoenix. You mentioned in the intro, will he get booed or not? I don't think he'll get booed. I think Suns fans have enough respect for Kevin Durant to not boo him. He did his part. He stayed. He played his games. He did everything he could for this franchise. I think November 6th, though, Bradley Beal getting booed out the building. What do you think?
I think it would be super short-sighted and disrespectful to boo Kevin Durant. I don't think it would be a good look at all for Suns fans. It's hard to even put my finger on exactly why. I mean, it's not even so much about social media and that aspect of it. It's just like, it would signify that Suns fans are blaming Kevin Durant for the failures that we experienced in the last couple of seasons. And I just don't think that, like you said, he's not the one to blame for it. And so it would just look really immature, I think, if they booed him. Bradley Beal, man, I could see grandmothers, respectful, polite grandmothers there with their grandchildren booing Bradley Beal. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, man. I mean, I think people's angrier instincts are going to prevail when it comes to Bradley Beal, and they're just going to be like, whether or not he likes it, and of course he doesn't, he is the scapegoat. He is the DeAndre Ayton of the last few years. So I think it's going to be an intense experience, and the Suns better win those games, man.
Facts, absolutely, for real. I think you can and should beat that team. I just think the Clippers, man. Just we hear the names Harden, Leonard, Beal, and all I hear is that I'm pretty sure Bradley Beal is going to get hurt in game 2 when we play against them in LA. I feel like he's just going to go ahead and have a tweak or something right there. You know what I mean? And then he'll be gone for until the middle of November. That's a little tongue-in-cheek joke, but we know it's more than likely capable of happening. I'm going through November's schedule here. Well, just the first bit of the schedule. We get a few games in October: Sacramento, LA, Denver, Utah, Memphis, Utah, San Antonio. If I'm being honest, I think in October, I feel like we win the first game, and I feel like we might end up being 500 by the time we get to Utah in our first cup game, or we'll come out 500 at that point. But then you look at October, you got San Antonio, Golden State, LA, New Orleans, Dallas. You have some Eastern Conference teams coming into your house: Indiana, Atlanta, Portland, Minnesota, San Antonio, Houston, Sacramento, OKC, Denver again. I'm looking. I thought that the beginning of the schedule was going to be a little tough. Bro, there are a lot of winnable games here in November. It's not all bad. I saw a lot of Western Conference teams, and I was like, oh man, that might be a little tough, but it's not all bad. I mean, I don't fear the Pelicans like at all. I just don't fear them. Sorry. Dallas, they're working their way through after the trade with for Luka. Indiana, sure, they're going to be tough. Atlanta, who knows what they're going to be with the Trae Young rumors. Portland, that'll always be fun with our boy Torrey. But I do see a lot of games there that you can win. I don't think it's all bad.
There's just so much unknown right now. So we'll get into a little prediction here as far as how many games total we think we can win, but this is going to be one of those way too early predictions where we're not even holding ourselves to it. We're going to reserve the right to, after the preseason, give out I was gonna say we got to wait
for the preseason, right?
See what they look like. But even then, the preseason can be confusing or lead you to think one thing or another. It was 2 preseasons ago,
bro.
We played the Pistons and beat the brakes off of them and put up 40 a quarter every. You know what I mean?
Ridiculous, dude. Yeah. we thought we were just gonna be world beaters at that point, dude. We really did. We were so excited, and then reality struck. But you're right. But still, I think you'll get more of an idea of who's gonna do what, who's gonna play what role, how much they're gonna let Booker handle the rock. We still don't have a point guard, right? We still don't have one at least that we think is going to be in a starting lineup. So we need to see how that's going to go for sure. But again, like I just don't see it being all bad. I'm looking through December though. That's when it picks up. You got Minnesota, Golden State, Los Angeles, and then no Christmas game for the first time in how many years now, Gabe?
It's been a
That's
while.
always a positive. Listen. As much as I liked having the Suns on Christmas because it was like that means to the NBA Euro Premier team to put on the Christmas schedule, getting embarrassed on Christmas for about what? How many years was getting old. And so I will go ahead and take my Christmas stress free, my friend, and I'll wait for that New Orleans game the day after.
Yeah, and then we've got the Cavs on New Year's Eve. So at least we get a New Year's Eve game. That could be an interesting one, I think.
Well, New Year's 2:30.
If the Cavs are
our time.
Yeah. So, I mean, if the Cavs are as good as they were last season, that's going to be a problem.
I think
for
they
the
will
Suns.
be.
Yeah,
I think they will be. And that'll be a tough game. You got OKC on the 4th of January. You got Houston again. Man, I'm looking at that stretch in December and I'm just trying to think how many games do I think are winnable? Not to mention, it seems like there is that break for the mid-season tournament, which we do have to talk about.
Suns drew Utah, Sacramento, Minnesota, and OKC. It's not, like I said this on X, it's not the worst group that you could have drawn, but if OKC is interested, they cakewalk. And Minnesota has been a problem for the Suns the last couple of years. So I think it's very plausible that some of these top teams are still not going to take midseason tournament seriously. Last couple of years, it's been the Bucks and Lakers that have won it. Neither have really amounted to anything. And I just don't get the feeling that top tier teams like OKC, potentially again like Minnesota, I don't think they really take it that seriously. They're not going out of their way necessarily to win every tournament game. And it's just like,
Well, fair enough, but also it's like the way they do it, it's their regular season games. So at the same time, like those are games they are capable of winning. And yeah, you're right, but they are regular season games, and those are games that they are capable of winning. I'm just looking at the first grouping, like the first games on Halloween here. Like we have Utah, OKC. No, they don't even play that day. That's kind of crazy. We're the only team that plays in that grouping, us and the Jazz. So OKC plays the Kings. Like, dude, OKC could definitely whoop on the Kings and get a good point differential. So it's possible that they still go. They may not try very hard if they get there, but it's possible that they just get in there by default based on the grouping that we have. They whoop up on the Kings and the Jazz and even us. You know what I mean? They're definitely going to get in. So
I'm just saying the Suns one shot, the Suns one way of getting this thing done. Or let's just say we'll all just be excited if they make a run at it. They don't even have to win it. They just make a run at it.
I mean,
everybody's going to be
having low expectations. I would love to see them make a run at it for
just
sure. That would be a lot of fun. Just a run to get in there. And heck, if they won it, I would be excited. Sure. Give me my
and we'll gloat.
What do you want to call
Don't get me wrong, we'll gloat if we were to win it. But the only way they get close is OKC and Minnesota not taking the tournament seriously, but teams like the Suns that are hungry because they're rebuilding go all out and get close.
That's true. I just think that the group that we got was as a tough one. Like OKC and Timberwolves, fairly young teams. Thunder's the champion. Timberwolves still a very, very tough team to play. Honestly, really don't know. We'll have to see how we look in the preseason and how it looks leading up to it. But I think our chances of getting into it are slim as of right now. And that's just where I'm going to stick with it.
How many wins on the entire season, and what seed are you envisioning at this point?
Shoot, I mean, more than 31 and a half, as I said in the beginning, right? Like, it's got to be. I would hope that we win more than 40. I don't know how possible that is, but that's my hope, is that we win more than 40. Let's say we go 500 and are right outside or in the play-in. That would be my hope. Is that going to happen? I don't know. What do you think?
Once again, this is tough for both of us because it's very early in the process. We haven't even hit the preseason court yet. I don't even think they've started their training camp yet. On the high side, I see 41 to 43 games won. And I think that would be just awesome for everybody involved. On the worst side, I see them in a race to get more wins than they got the season before, which is 35, and try to say, hey, we might not have had a great season, but you can see at least we're progressing. We got more wins than we did the season before. We're on the right track. And then, of course, there's like the super optimistic where it's like, oh, we make a playoff push. But I think we're going to be fighting and hoping that we get a little bit of help at the end of the season. Like, oh, if one of these teams just loses, oh, we need this team to lose a few out of their last 8 games, and maybe we get into the playoffs. And then we don't. But I think that's where we top out. Is that fair?
Yeah, I do think that's fair. Is there going to be like a East Coast road trip? And yeah, we got one in March. Some teams that I think we are more than capable of beating. So it seems like we do have a little bit of luck toward the end of the season. If possible to make a run, we definitely can.
Nice.
We just got to take care of our business in October, November, and December. We'll see how well that goes. I think if we can stay afloat during that time, and then we get the later East Coast road trip runs in January and March, I think we got a shot. I think we do. But again, that's tough saying until we actually see the team. Too early to say, right? Too early to call in the state of Arizona.
Stop the count.
Stop it.
One last little bonus topic before I let you go. Did you see that the Suns hired another coach with ties to Michigan State? I'm not above bringing it up. I wish I were.
I know you're not above bringing it up. I saw it. I just, again, at this point, you roll your eyes and are just like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? But hey, again, as I've mentioned before,
it doesn't have to be bad.
If it all ends up working out, I won't see anything. It's just still crazy to me.
If it all ends up working out, I'll take credit and say that I was always on the side of doing it. It's just an interesting play. It's just interesting.
Is putting it nicely. It's
I think worst case scenario, our professional sports team is being turned into and this is at worst case scenario, a good old boys club. And I don't mean that in like a race way or anything. It's like the Michigan State race, the ethnicity of Michigan State.
I know what you meant. We all know what you meant.
I mean, bro, it's like a very specific form of DEI. The worst case scenario is that we could look back on this and be like, yeah, remember that phase where the only thing you had to have to get a job in our organization to get on the payroll was just to come from Michigan State, not how good you are at what you do or whether or not you're actually worthy of the job title. That's just the pessimistic side of my brain working. It doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah, again, it doesn't have to be all bad. Like, it could be a legitimate hire, but it's just another Michigan State connection to Matt Ishbia hired to be on the staff. Just keep adding to it. I did like Timothy and Cleave's hire, so I can't complain about that one, but still, it's like one too many. But again, let's just wait until the season starts and we'll see what the team looks like before we say anything.
I'm just glad that Michigan State is a top-tier basketball program.
Yeah, that's the only good way to look at this. They have traditionally been a good team. The Phoenix Spartans or the Michigan State Suns, whichever one you want to go with.
If this was my Nebraska Cornhuskers basketball program and we kept hiring from there, I would just pack it up. Okay. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We'll see you guys soon with the next bit of Suns news.